Hey everyone, this is Black Binder, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be starting a new Let's Play on Tales of Maj'eyal. The Oozemancer was just not going to make it. I had 0 lives left in Dreadfell, and I was not doing well. So, with the new 1.6 update, I wanted to try out... I just wanted to start a new Let's Play. They did change the Cursed quite a bit. And I think the Corruptor got quite a few changes as well, a little bit of a buff, but that is not who we're playing today. Today we are going to be playing the Cultist of Entropy. Seeing as how I made a guide on one, I might as well try to beat it on Insane as well. I have beaten it on Insane with a Cultist before, but not on camera. Alright, Blackbinder Cultist is what we'll put as the name. It's easier to find when I'm trying to do like editing and stuff. For a race, really there's only 2. In my opinion. One is the Drem, and he's the most useful throughout the whole game because of his racial. He can double cast, and the way Dark Whisper works, one of your main damaging spells, it's just really good to have 2 right off the bat. The other one you could do is Shalor. The Drem's going to be more damage, but if you're worried about debuffs, which you should always be, a Shalor endgame is probably better, but I want to go with the Drem because they're more fun. Alright, do we have everything? Yes. It's been a while since I played. I played right when 1.6 came out, just to see the changes. I tried a Cursed and a Corruptor, but, yeah, did I say Corruptor? I think I meant Corruptor. Yeah, Corruptor was one of the ones that got changed. Alright, what do we want to do here? Void Stars, they require you to have light armor. Now, I am going to go light armor, but I think you could get away with going heavy armor and forgetting about this tree, but I'm not going to try it out. Demented Nether, 1 point in Nether Blast. Fire a burst of unstable void energy, dealing 46 darkness and 42 temporal damage to the target. The power of this spell inflicts entropic backlash on you, causing you to take 8 damage over 8 turns. This damage counts as entropy for the purpose of entropic gift. Alright, so it's just it's a ranged damage spell, basically, but it also hurts you. Dark Whispers. This will be your main damage spell. Terrible visions and maddening voices fill the minds of enemies within a radius 3 area, inflicting 5 darkness damage each turn for 5 turns. In addition, this distraction will reduce physical, spell, and mind power of those affected by 2. The power loss caused by this spell can stack to a maximum of 7 powers or 7 stacks. I don't know, that's weirded, oddly. This does terrible damage at first, but it's safe. Eventually, once you get to Cacophony, it'll do a ton of damage. Alright, Void Stars, we're going to take up... What do we want to do here? I remember it. Conjure Void Stars that orbit you, defending you from incoming attacks. Each time an attack deals more than 10% of your life, a star will be consumed to reduce the damage taken by 19%, of which 40% will be dealt to you as entropic backlash. You regenerate 1 star every 13 turns, stacking up to 4 times. We'll just go 1 for now. Entropic Gift, we already have 1 point in it. All the entropic backlash that these 2 spells we're talking about, we can dump it with this and turn it into damage. But also, it can do a lot of damage endgame. It's really not a lot of damage unless you can stack up a bunch of entropic backlash with all the percentage upgrades from this line that you get. Alright, Demented Time Thief. It's been a while, but I remember this being better than it seems. Distorting Space. Oh yeah, one of them is the mini Shalor racial that everybody loves. It's not as good, but it's good. It's kind of the same. We'll go over it when we get to it. Distorting space-time around yourself, where you reduce the movement speed of all enemies in radius 7 by 50% for 2 turns. You use the siphon speed to grant yourself incredible quickness for 1 turn, increasing movement speed by 123%, increased by a further 15% for each enemy slowed to a maximum of 4. Now, I end up using this a lot, but I never really... I never took it over 1, but we might this time, I'm not sure. I am going to be using the Herald. Where are you? This one, the Herald, but we'll go over that when we get to it. I remember in the guide I said I wasn't sure if he was good, but the way he actually works, that someone corrected in the comments, it is actually, he is a good tree to go down. It's like he's going to come up regardless if you do the right rotation, which you'll do anyway, and you don't actually need too much you don't actually need to rely on spreading out your effects, but we'll mess with that when we come to it to get the right rotation down. Prophecy. By bringing the forces of entropy to bear on a target, you prophesize their inevitable doom. Each point in this talent unlocks additional prophecies. A target can only be affected by a single prophecy at a time. Prophecy of Ruin deals 15 damage on falling below 75%, 50%, and 25% life. Terrible. Prophecy of Treason, but it's good to proc other things that require you to have a debuff on the target. Prophecy of Treason, 12% chance each turn to attack an ally or themselves. That's pretty good. And increased talent cooldowns by 18%. Prophecy of Madness. So that's decent once it gets up higher. All right. Grand Duration, we can't get that just yet. Let's go, what do we want to put our stuff in? Let's go to 20 magic. And I forget if light armor requires dexterity, so we'll just leave that off for now. Actually, no, we won't. For those of you that don't know, in 1.6 they took away the starting gold from Insane, and they took away a lot of the early game exploits like drowning people and tier 3 weapons in Last Hope. So really there's no reason to go shopping right in the beginning because you have no money and you can't drown people. Someone may have found a way around that, but I don't know yet. Jinxed Touch. Your touch carries an entropic curse marking your victims for a terrible fate. Each time you deal damage to a target, they are jinxed for 5 turns. This stacks up to 10 times, reducing saves and defenses by 1 and critical strike chance by 1%. This can only be applied once per target per turn and will fade entirely if you break line of sight with your target for more than 2 turns. Normally, when I go down this one if I'm not going to use these, but I'm going to put 1 point in it just because. Because, I mean, it's going to happen. Like, I don't have to cast this. Or wait, do I? Hold on. It's a sustained, right? Yeah, it's... Well, we'll see. Yeah, it's a sustained, so you don't have to actually cast it. And it doesn't cost anything, so I am going to take 1 point in it. Chaos Orbs. You harness the chaos created by high insanity. Each time you trigger an insanity chaos effect with a power higher than 20 or lower than negative 20, you gain a chaos orb for 10 turns. The chaos insanity effect, or the insanity chaotic effect, it is... If you have a lot of insanity, your cooldowns will either be lowered by a certain percent or increased by a certain percentage. And I think it also works for damage as well. So it can be very good or very bad, and there's ways to mitigate the negative portion. So we will do that eventually. Hold on. All right, so there's a teleport in this tree that I like taking, and then a damage increase I think later on, which will also... Oh no, that's on the first one. But we'll get to these when we get to them. Race Drem. Now, this is the reason why I like to take him. Well, there's 2 reasons. The final one, you get a pet. He's really good. He's basically like a black hole. He'll suck people in, which is really nice since you're a caster. Keep things away from you. But also, Frenzy. During the Frenzy, the first time you use a class talent, it has no cooldown, but does if used twice. This does not work for inscriptions, talents that take no turn to use, passives, or talents with fixed cooldowns. Basically, we use this for... Actually, let's get rid of that, because I want Frenzy first. We'll use that for Dark Whispers, and then that will power up our Cacophony even more than other races will be able to do. Except for a Shalor, but you'd have to waste your debuff clear to do it, which wouldn't be smart in my opinion. Alright, let's check just to make sure. Do we not have any gold? I always forget where to check my gold. Yeah, 0 gold. Alright, so... we have to go just straight to the Maggot. You know what? It's actually probably smart if I don't do the Maggot. Oh well. We'll try it anyway. The Maggot's pretty hard unless you leave to go shop first and then come back and drown people. That kind of thing. Alright, so we start with Frenzy. And then actually down here, I'm probably going to use Nether Blast. Let's get this rune over here. Just because... Well... Hold on. Let me... Dark Whisper requires me to run away, and I've got a limited area to run away down here. Alright, Nether Blast, run away. I've got my hotkeys all messed up. Alright. Now, normally you can auto explore like this, but after you get over halfway through, or you think you're over halfway through, you need to start manually exploring, because if you get too close as a Cultist of Entropy to the boss here, he will drag you in and you'll never be able to get away. He wears a chest piece with like I think it's called Bone Grab or Bone Grasp. It's the Corruptor ability, and you'll never get away if he does. So actually you might be able to, because I start with Blink, but I'm just not going to chance it. I am a little bit out of practice, but we should be okay. Cultist of Entropy is very strong. Oh, we are blinded? Yes, blinded. Blound? We're blound. There are also new... Oh, shit. Who hit me? This is not a good start. Let's go back. Let's turn on Chaos Orbs. Who was hitting me? Okay. It's got mitosis. I'm pretty sure they all have mitosis down here. Or they're all Oozemancer-ish targets. But... what was I saying? Saying something about the Corruptor being a strong class. Oh yeah, for runes and infusions, they've changed them quite a bit, so I don't know what's the main way to go anymore. I'm pretty sure they got rid of the movement infusion. Basically, they removed the necessity for having it, so it won't be mandatory anymore. They also got rid of Gloves of Disruption, but they added this thing, Rune Shatter Afflictions. Activate the rune to instantly dissipate the energy of your ailments, cleansing all cross-tier effects and one physical, mental, and magical effects. You use the dissipated energy to create a shield. No, this is the wrong one. This clears you of the effects and then gives you a shield. But they also have a Rune of Disruption that kind of acts the way Gloves of Disruption did. So I'm guessing for the last fight we're going to want 2 of those, but I really don't know. Some of these things are rooted, so they don't actually move. The last boss is also rooted. He does not move. Alright. Go away. I used Shatter Afflictions there for a second. I think I got rid of my poison. I wasn't paying attention. I need a better torch. I can't see anything down here. Those oozes will despawn if you run away from them. Normally they don't do a lot of damage, but obviously we are weak as crap right now. Actually, you know what? I forgot to move the chat. The chat's been scrolling like crazy, hasn't it? Alright, right click, right mouse. Gotcha. I always put it up behind my map. What is going on? Oh, I have this stupid interface unlock on. Alright. Now I think we're close enough. We need to start walking instead of auto-exploring. What the hell is hitting me? Is he invisible, or is that just me? He shouldn't have been invisible. Alright, so we need to start resting. Right-click resting instead of... I have my auto-rest, auto-explore on the same key. So I auto-rest and then auto-explore, but you can separate the two in options if you want. We are getting very close. He'll usually cast Dark Whispers at you, which will hit... The range of Dark Whispers is longer than the range of his Bone Grasp. So that's how you kind of know he's there. This thing, don't open it. You'll die. Giant digestive sac. It seems to pretty much almost always spawn a Rand boss. It's good loot, but there's no way we'd be able to kill it right now. We'll rest a while. Come on. He's got to be right around the corner. Nope, don't do that. Alright, there's a dude right there. So the beginning of the game has been made very, very difficult to actually get through because you can't shop, and I haven't turned on my Void Stars. That probably would help. Prophecy of Ruin, no. We're not going to waste time casting that because it's useless. Now, if you click like this, does that mean he's there? I think that means he's there. Mastocytic feeder? No, that is not him. No, that's him. Alright, so he's right there. So come to max range and just sit here and cast Dark Whispers over and over again, and he will eventually die. Yeah, we can't hit him with our Nether Blast from here. You will be getting hit with Entropic Backlash a little bit, so... Actually, no, you won't. Dark Whispers doesn't cause Entropic Backlash. I don't know what I was thinking. Trying to see if we can get close enough to actually do it. Let's inspect him real quick. Look at his equipment. I can't tell what he's using. Okay, Bone Grab. What is the range on that? 4. So we can actually stay here if we want and shoot him. But we probably shouldn't because he's got Bone Spear. I'll stay back then. Alright, we need to get back and rest. Let's level up our magic a little bit. 24 will get us to the next stages. I'm just going to max out Dark Whispers at first because I want to get to the point where I'm using Dark Whispers over the Demented line, or the Nether line, sorry, because these cause too much Entropic Backlash for my taste. And also, Dark Whispers is doing damage while you're running around. All you got to do is cast it once, so it's easier to use in my opinion. Let's go ahead and get Jinxed Touch as well. Lowering crit can't be bad. Let's turn these. Now, I'm going to mark these for restart, which is the Zomnibus add-on, I think. But I tried it when 1.6 came out and it wasn't working, so I'll have to keep an eye on it anyway. There we go. Worm that devours. Wait, who blinded me? Who blound me? Alright, so now we can auto-rest and explore everything else. Nothing else to explore. I'm not going to get the digestive sac, sorry. That is just too difficult for me, and I already died like an idiot in the very first dungeon. Alright, movement infusion, that would be good. Potent, that's a good early game staff, because it usually means you get spell power. Yep, well, obviously it's going to have spell power on this, because it's a staff, but let's look at them all. 12%. Yeah, this one's got the highest damage and spell power on it. Here's a spinal cage. We can actually wear that. It's light armor, I think. Yeah, it's light. Let's go. We are going to take one of these boots because we are going to get heavy armor training the first level of it. We'll go with movement speed, I think. Huh. Yeah, movement speed. The other ones have 1 extra armor and some other stuff, but ooh, Survivor's Brass Lantern of Health, 3 light radius and 40 health, 44 health, 10% healing mod. That's awesome. We will switch it if I can find a bright lantern, but that's a big if right now. Especially, I don't know if they changed the way Dearth works anymore or what. I really haven't done a lot of... Well, I read the update for it for 1.6, but at the end it says there's so many changes that they couldn't list them all there. So it's like, are there more changes than what you said or what? I don't know. So they'll probably be... Oh yeah, Last Hope actually looks like a big castle town now, which is I guess what it was supposed to be. I just thought it was a little town before. Alright, first things first. We need to... We don't have enough money for heavy armor yet. Let me see your wares. What do we have? I could sell you for almost nothing. Sell all my gems. Still don't have enough. Alright. It's almost no reason we should be here. We do have a bunch of levels though, so let's check that out. I think we need 16 strength or 18 strength for the first level of heavy armor, but I don't mind going 2 over if it is 16, just because it's nice to have. We will want to get spatial distortion eventually, so I am going to go down this line. But what we just picked up was Rift Cutter. Fires a beam of energy that rakes across the ground, dealing 42 darkness damage to enemies within and leaving behind an unstable rift. After 3 turns, the rift detonates, dealing 38 temporal damage to adjacent enemies. Targets cannot be struck by more than a single rift explosion at once. The power of this spell inflicts entropic backlash on you. Yeah. This one does a lot of entropic backlash, so be careful. This is basically like if you've played Vel'Koz on League of Legends, it's like his W. I think it's his W. Maybe his E. I haven't played that game in a long time either. Alright, Hideous Visions. Each time an enemy takes damage from Dark Whispers, there is a 10% chance for one of their visions to manifest in an adjacent tile for 3 turns. This vision takes no actions, but the victims will deal 21% reduced damage to all other targets until the vision is slain. So that 10% will go up eventually, I think, with one of these spells. But just a nice little passive to have. You don't have to do anything for it. Null Mail. Reinforce your armor with countless tiny void stars, increasing armor by 8. Each time your void stars are fully depleted, you gain a shield absorbing the next 105 damage taken within 4 turns. This shield cannot trigger again until your void stars are fully restored. So basically, this only goes off once in a fight, because your void stars are never going to replenish enough to use this shield. So I don't really... It's fine, the first point, 8 armor, and you have to go into it to get these anyway, so take 1 point. But I really don't think this shield is very useful. Reverse Entropy. Your knowledge of entropy allows you to defy the laws of physics, allowing you to better endure your entropic energies. You take 16% less damage from your entropic backlash. You may activate this talent to instantly remove your current entropy. I am going to take this, not because I want the less damage, but I just need another way to lower entropic backlash, because eventually we are going to get, even if we don't use these, my main goal is to get a Nether Blast staff, which procs Nether Blast at like level 3, and you, with the way your Dark Whispers work, and if you go into it Rift, is it Rift? Yeah, Rift, it'll be proccing quite a bit, because it's like a 20% proc chance, and you can grow your entropy pretty quickly just with that proc on your staff. So it's always good to have an extra way to get rid of your entropy. Anarchic Walk. This saves me a lot in the beginning, so I'm going to take it. The first level isn't great. You need to go up in levels to make it useful. You consume the chaotic forces of 2 chaos orbs, randomly teleporting you in a general direction up to 8 tiles away. You will always travel at least 2 to 4 tiles away if possible. Now, this actually gets less useful as time goes on, because we're using the Dark Whispers Madness line. We don't get as many chaos orbs as we would if we were using like the Nether line. So it's hard to use this later on. I found myself rarely getting enough chaos to actually use it, but in the beginning we will be using this, so it is helpful. Alright, I think we're good there. Let's put this on and switch to for your damage. If you've noticed, it's all split damage between darkness and temporal. Just pick one and go with it. I'm pretty sure you want to go with temporal with the darkness line, but I don't remember why. But we'll see eventually. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with cacophony. Alright, movement infusion of the wizard. Activate the infusion to increase movement speed by 500% for 1 game turn. You gain 100% stun, daze, and pin immunity during the effect. Alright, since I'm pretty sure this now cancels when the movement thing cancels, so we will try it. Either way, it's better than blink, so let's try that. Yeah, see, now the 100% stun resistance is tied to the speed. So let's look here just to be sure it's not just a tooltip thing. Stun freeze 100%. Let's cast something. Now we don't have it. Let's check it out. Yep, down to 0. So you can't be stunned in that 1 game turn, which is, I mean, not that great. So, but it is good to run away. So I don't know if I'll be using. I think I will still use one for the end game bosses, just because you need to move around quickly. But who knows? We're going to go with the Elixir of Foundation. It can be used to grant you 2 additional generic talent points, but we have to find a bunch of ingredients. If you're lucky, you get them quickly. If not, it might be towards the end game before you actually get them all. Let's actually look, see which ones there are. Or see which ones we have. Alright, Black Mamba Head, a White Ectoplasm, and a Skeleton Mage Skull. We actually might be able to get that before we ever even leave to the Far East. But yeah, if you get a Rich Stinger, or Fairling, or Demon Heart, or stuff like that, you're screwed. Because you are not going to find one. You can get a Fairling Heart, I think, in Dreadfell, but they spawn in the vaults, so I don't think you want a super high level demon killing you in Dreadfell, so it's not exactly easy to get, even if it's possible. Alright, let's go to, where are we? Trollmire. Oh my god, have we already freaking been going for 26 minutes? That does not make sense. I was told by someone I need to keep these between 15 and 25 minutes. So what I'm going to try this time around is to keep them at 20 minutes. That way people know what to expect, but also hopefully it helps with the YouTube algorithm. What is this? It can be used to create a radius 3 storm for 5 turns. Each turn, creatures within take 23 lightning damage and will be dazed for 1 turn. A gunner snake. That would be not good. Thankfully, my little horrific visions got in his way, because that would have hurt if he was shooting me. Because I have no... Well, actually, I do have a decent amount of armor. 16 armor. Yeah, that's not bad. Hardiness, not so much, but that's fine. We'll get it up later. Alright, so next time around, we're going to finish Trollmire, hopefully Corpool, and then maybe move on to Norgos's lair. But for now, there's a lot of introductory talking with learning the new skills and everything. But, yeah, hopefully we'll get a bit more playing in next time. So, if you like what you saw, subscribe, maybe leave a like, whatever. I'll see you guys next time, and that's my mama.